Hello viewers, Super GT here. This is the RX Smash division in the Joyride section of Dirt 4. So I'm going to go through all of the 6 challenges, try to get a gold medal in each one. So this one, or these challenges, you're going through and smashing as many blocks as you can in as short a time as you can. So this is the first one. So we're going to go through all 6. There is no achievement as such for doing this. Well, there is one for just completing all 6 golds in any of the divisions, but not specifically this division. But I thought I'd give this one a go. It really is a blast back from the past of Dirt 3. Very much reminds me of that game. So, through the warehouse here, maintaining a nice slide through this corner. And now, the technique I like to use really for this game, you often don't need the handbrake to initiate a lot of slides. A lot of the slides can be done by using the brakes. So just going off to the jump on the left hand side there to get a better angle. Aiming for the ones on the left hand side. When you're turning, when you're aiming for a big group of blocks, aim for the inside ones and then slide the car. The tail of your car should hit the back blocks. And then through this section. So this is a little slalom section coming up here. Down into the first gear for the very slow bits. Up into second when accelerating. Just making sure we get all of the blocks here nice and tidily. Aiming for the inside, the rear of my car mainly hitting the blocks. Accelerate out here, and then you're coming up to a circle here. So just go into first gear and then hold a nice slide. Again, aiming for the inside blocks. The rear of your car will hit the outside ones. It's a new personal best, and it happens to be 1/10 of a second off of the top time in the world, so second in the world. We move then to the second one. Now this one was fairly tricky for me to get right. At first I couldn't quite get the right route, I was going the wrong way and I couldn't quite work out exactly where to go. Just brake before you go down there off that ramp to make sure you don't go too quickly and get a bad angle for the blocks at the bottom. And just coming down here, brake just as you hit those blocks before you go into that left corner. At this point you want to go sharp left, this is where I was going wrong, and brake just before you go under the last trailer, otherwise you go a little bit wide on this corner. And then you can slide it around here nicely down into first gear. First gear is crucial really. It's the one you want for the slower corners. Go left here. And then again you're aiming for the inside and then just sliding the car around. And then you're going to go around this little tricky section here. Aim for 6 blocks there. Just go straight into those. Straighten up your car before you go up this jump to make sure you get all of those, because there are some on the bottom of the jump as well. Again, aiming for the inside. And in this section there's a little bump there which can throw you off, so make sure your car is in the direction you want it to be going before you mash that throttle. So a little corner here around the digger. Then we have a slalom here around the tyres. Now it can be very easy to hit the tyres on the inside. I did it so many times. I'll get to this stage on a good time and then hit the tyres. Very easy to do. And went a little bit too hot into here. Fortunately just about got all of them. Lost maybe a second or two. But we are going to come up to the final one and get a gold medal. Personal best timer here of a 1:31.2. And we're going to have a look. And again, just about second. So the top time there, 3.9 seconds faster. So really well played to the other guy there. But that was good enough for gold as we move on to number 3. So this one, there's multiple routes around this first little section here. But this is the route I prefer to take. So then up to the other end behind the pipes, down to the first gear. Now you can go to the left there or just go this way, go through underneath the digger first, then back round and then back under the digger. I think that seemed to be the quickest route, so I went with that. Again, aim for the inside, slide it nicely into first gear, slalom for you here, and then a group of 6 just after. Then another little slalom before we go over to the right hand side. Now you don't have to get all of them on the way up, you can save some for the way back. Then just going to slide nice and slowly down to first gear as quick as you can, and then just get the ones that you didn't get on the way up. Quite easy. Turning right this time, then we're going to go around this circle. So for these tight little circles here, you want to go down to first gear and then pivot nicely on the inside there. That really does get you round. Just go into first gear and then just mash that throttle. It just hooks you round basically very nicely. Get an achievement there for hitting 100 blocks within 60 seconds. Over the jump, make sure you're aiming straight as you go over that one. Nice and slow for this bit. Around in the circle. Another little slalom within the warehouse. We come up to the end of the stage now, not long left to go. So just hit 4 blocks here, 4 blocks here. Make sure you're straight again as you go up the jump. And then full throttle on the landing. Just aim for the centre. It's like you're bowling. And there you go. Personal best once again. And we're going to have a look at the leaderboards. That was a 134, so more than good enough for a gold. And there we go. Number 1 in the world at the time of making the video. So the next challenge, number 4. Now 135 for gold here. The first thing you want to do is engage reverse gear and go backwards, as you can see. Because I did this stage so many times before realising that the place that you end the stage is actually where you start it. So you might as well just hit those ones straight away rather than waiting to the end. And that saves you a couple of seconds. Now the thing you'll notice about this car is that it's extremely powerful compared to the other 3 that you've just driven. So definitely have to change the way you drive a little bit. Use different gears for this car. A lot more powerful. So as I said before in this video, you just want to make sure your car is pointed in the correct direction before you nail the throttle. Because if you nail the throttle in the wrong direction, you are going in the wrong direction very quickly. And yeah, you're just going to be miles off where you want to be going. So this stage is fairly tricky. Plenty of different alternative routes. They wind round onto each other. This bit's fairly difficult. Fairly far apart, those blocks. You can get it quite easily. And again, just aim for the inside, get the car sideways, and you should get all 6. Just going around this digger, aiming for the inside blocks once again. 3rd gear for this bit, and then this bit was fairly tricky. There's multiple ways you could do this. I just prefer to slide through like that, do a 360. This is the final corner, and then just the final block there. If you don't go for the ones at the start, you have to go through that bollard up ahead. So I think saving a couple of seconds by going through straight away. And then again, 5 seconds off Shadow Wolf, so a very good time from him once again. We go to number 5. Now this for me was by far the hardest one to get a gold on. I was just struggling so much around here. It's very tight little tricky course as you're going up the scaffolding quite a lot. This DS3 as well, extremely powerful. So you're in the higher class of the rallycross cars for these final 3 challenges, which does make it very difficult. And again, you really just have to make sure your car is pointed in the correct direction. So you can see there, just made an error, having to do a 360 to make sure I got all 2 blocks there on that corner. So lost a couple of seconds there, which could hamper us, but we'll see if that makes much of an effect towards the end. So another group of 6 here, just sliding through there casually, and I'm just making sure I just don't make too many mistakes. So the run from here to the end might be fairly tentative, as I'm just trying to make sure I don't make any silly errors. They put a bush right in the middle there, quite annoyingly. At this point here, again, multiple routes you could take. I'm just going to go straight ahead and go this way. You could fall off there if you're not careful, so obviously get on the brakes nice and early. And at this point you're just going to drop back down and get these final ones. As you can see, they're going a bit slowly, just to make sure I don't go wide. And these are the final blocks, and there we go. A gold medal at long last. That took me quite a while to get that one. And a 123 was my final time, and that is 3rd in the world, 2.6 seconds off Shadow Wolf. So not too bad, but easily good enough for gold. We then go to the final one. Now, this is maybe just a criticism I have of the game. This stage is exactly the same as the second challenge. So maybe a bit lazy there, I think, from Codemasters. I think that, you know, at least make a different stage. And you'll see in the joyride section, a lot of the stages are repeated. So that's a bit of a shame. It would be nice to have lots of different stages. Completely different ones. But anyway, this is still a different challenge because this car is significantly faster, and the gold time is 7 seconds less than it was in challenge number 2. So you do have to make the most of the power. Now, it's actually quite easy in this car to get the back end round, which can help in this kind of situation. As you can see, just making sure the car slides. Actually went a little bit too hot in there. Just making sure the rear end of the car goes round though, to make sure I get all of these bollards. Again, straighten up your car before you go up the jump to make sure you are lined up properly. You don't want to be going in the wrong direction when you're in midair. because obviously you can't control your car when you're in midair. Well, you might be able to if you're a magician, but I'm not. So just coming up to the dig up, sliding in there nicely in second gear, down into first, then back up to second as we head into the slalom. So as I said before, don't go too quickly through here and don't get too close to the tyres, because I kept making that mistake. I'm just going to take it nice and easy through this corner this time, don't go into the pillar, and then as we cross the final marker, we have got a gold medal in all 6 challenges, and that should give us an achievement. So there is an achievement for getting golds in any of the Joyride chapters, so I've decided to do it in RX Smash, and there we go, all golds in the RX Smash Joyride division. And well, that's going to bring a close to this video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see me do any of the other Joyride chapters, as you can see here. So let me know if you want to see any more of those. I do hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more like this, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Listen.